Hey, this is Matt Frost, aka Matt Fro. Today we're going to be talking about the very expensive Sawtooth that I have had for about 2 years and have been upgrading ever since. This video mostly describes what you can do with the Sawtooth, what kind of upgrading possibilities you have. Also, to warn people, if you're going to be upgrading these older computers, beware, because it'll take a lot of money out of your paycheck, whether you know it or not, and you'll be regretting it for years later, like I am now. I could have bought a MacBook Pro right now, or maybe even a MacBook or something, if I didn't do all this. But anyways, enough about me. Let's move on with the Sawtooth. Here we go. Well, as you can see in the picture here, you see the memory. It's 2 sticks of 512 that I've got from Omni Technologies. Kind of not your Crucial or Kingston memory. It runs great on my computer, so I don't have any problems with it. I found Omni Technologies from ramseeker.com. They list prices of all the companies, or most of the companies that have Macintosh memory, and Omni Technologies happen to be the cheapest. I forget how much the 512 was, but you can check it out yourself. Then moving on, there's the Giga Designs 1.5 gigahertz G4 processor. I think that one cost $275, if I remember correctly. It's somewhere around there. It's the better version, the one with the larger L3 cache. I don't remember what the model number is. I'm very forgetful if you haven't quite noticed already. Yeah, it's a very good processor, considering a huge jump from a 450 megahertz to 1.5. A lot faster, but not as fast as a MacBook Pro. No. And moving on, you can see the 9800 Pro. It's not the standard Macintosh version. This is actually a modded PC card that I've modded it to work on the Macintosh computers. Now, how do you do that, you ask? Well, it requires a small software hack. Some of the 9800 Pros are compatible, and some of them are not. There are some sites that can help you out with that. I recommend macmod.com. Very good site for modding your Mac. I've been on there a few times for some help, and they helped me out with the 9800 Pro. But basically, you use a program called Graphics Accelerator, and it'll flash the PC card's ROM and flash Mac ROM into it, so it'll work on Macintosh computers. It worked for me. Actually, I had one card before this one, and it blew up on me. I have no idea. It must have been old or something, but it had a huge fan and a huge heatsink on it, but I don't know why it wouldn't, like it did that. But this one's been working fine for the past 4 or 5 months. So yeah, moving on. You'll see an empty PCI slot there. That's where the heatsink and fan used to be. It took up two slots there. Next to that is the USB 2.0. Because you'll need a USB 2.0 if you don't be using the slow USB 1.1 that the Sawtooth offers. I got that one from Best Buy. And then moving on, you'll see the little flashing green lights there. That's my wireless card, a third-party wireless card. It is from Rawlink, R-A-L-I-N-K. It's the RT61 wireless card. Works on Macintosh computers, one of the very, very few PCI cards that do. I'm not even sure it's legal or not. Yes, anyways. And yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's pretty good wireless card, yeah. And you'll see here the power supply, not your standard Macintosh power supply. It is actually the Antec True Power 350 watt power supply. You'll see there's no fan on that side. The fan is actually facing the wall of the Sawtooth there. Not very good for cooling, but it still works. It's been about half a year and it's still running. The Antec power supply isn't exactly built for Macintosh computers. It has a different power plug than what you see in the standard Macintosh power supply. You have to switch a couple of pins around on the power plug, and it's pretty easy, just as long as you have some good soldering skills, which I had some decent soldering skills, and I'm thanking God that it works. Moving on, you'll see the Pioneer DVD RW, specifically the DVR 111D. This one wasn't exactly, it didn't have any Macintosh drivers for it, didn't support Mac, but I was lucky to find this one program called Patch and Burn. Patch and Burn, that's what it's called. You run this application on Mac OS X, and it's kind of a generic driver for your DVD-R drives and such, the ones that don't exactly support Mac drives, and this one happened to support this Pioneer model, which I was pretty happy about. So it works fine, and it's still running. And you'll see below that, well, not exactly, but there's the 3.25 inch bay there, and concealed in that is the fan controller that I have. I really don't know why I have a fan controller, but I do. All right, I do. I just felt bored one day. I was like, hey, I want to buy a fan controller, so I did. There it is. And it reads 3 temperatures, 2 of them which are in my CPU there, between the heatsink and the CPU, and another one is in my memory. Doesn't matter anyways, because most of the times the fans are running on high, and they're extremely loud if you want to hear. It's almost as loud as a jet plane. Well, not exactly. Then you'll see down there the very shiny fans that I put in there. I had to drill some holes out of the bottom there. Very fun experience too, because I cut myself a couple times on the sheet metal. Anything for a mod, right? And then you'll see the 2 hard drives there. There's a 160 Western Digital and a 120. I think that's a Seagate. Yeah, looks like a Seagate. But the problem is the G4, at least the Sawtooth, won't recognize anything larger than 128 gigabytes. So basically I have, let's see, let's add up my numbers here. Yeah, 256 gigabytes of hard drive space internally. I also have a 300 gigabyte FireWire external hard drive, on top of my Sawtooth. And for these hard drives here, you can buy a PCI card that'll let you have hard drives that are larger than 128, and it'll actually recognize it. But those are very expensive, and I didn't feel like buying that. Yeah, taking a look around for a little bit. One last peek, I guess. Once again, very sorry about the image quality. I'm using my digital camera. See that nice blue light on the 9800 Pro? Yeah, it's very shiny, very PC-like. And then sooner or later, yeah, there's the wires for the fan controller. It runs about a 98, 95 a lot of times, the Fahrenheit. Right now the case is open, so it's about 90 degrees, and then I think it says 82 degrees for the memory. Yeah. And then on top is the FireWire drive, the Lacy FireWire drive. I happened to get this free from someone who didn't need it with their Mac Mini, so I was like, sweet. Also is the MIDI Sport MIDI to USB converter. I make music every now and then. Not very good music, but it works. But anyways, well, I'd just like to say thank you very much for watching this video. And if you're asleep right now, that's quite alright, because I'm not quite the exciting commentator on exciting Sawtooth motherboards. But anyways, thank you very much. Any questions, comments, rebuttals, you can email me at bobdude161@gmail.com. That is BOBDUDE161@gmail.com. Thank you.